PK in the universe, here to talk about 5 games that you can get on your Wii U or 3DS that are not available on the Switch. Everybody talks about how there's so many great games you can get on the Switch eShop, and there are a lot, and there is an abundance of sales and things like that. But I'm going to talk about games that you can't get on the Switch. Games that are available on the Wii U and 3DS, but are not currently available on the Switch at the time of this recording. Now, these games are on both the Wii U and the 3DS. There's 5 games, but they're not 5 3DS games and 5 Wii U games. It's literally 5 games that all happen to be on both the Wii U and 3DS. So here we go. First up, we got Mario vs. Donkey Kong Tipping Stars. This is Mario vs. Donkey Kong. If you guys know about the Mario vs. Donkey Kong series, it's it's a game. There's like these toy Marios and Donkey Kong, and you use your touchpad and whatnot. And what's really nice about purchasing this game, let's say you buy it on the Wii U. Guess what? If you buy the Wii U version, you get a free download code for the 3DS version, and vice versa. So that's pretty darn cool, honestly. And again, it's a Mario versus Donkey Kong game that's not on the Switch, so that's pretty awesome. Up next, Dragon Fantasy, The Volumes of Westeria. Dragon Fantasy pays homage to the 8 and 16-bit style games. In fact, you can actually go from 8-bit to 16-bit style, and it not only changes the graphics, but it also changes the sound and music, so that's pretty darn cool, honestly. This is another game, if you buy the 3DS or Wii U version, guess what? You get a download code for the other version. In fact, that's actually how I got this game. I got this game from fellow YouTuber Pete Scared, because he had gotten the 3DS version, and he asked, hey, anybody want that version on the Wii U? And I'm like, yes, please, thank you. And I've actually played quite a bit of it. It's pretty enjoyable. It's got a lot of the tropes of classic 8-bit, 16-bit style RPGs. I mean, it feels a little bit Final Fantasy, it feels a little bit Dragon Quest, it feels a little bit Earthbound-ish, it's a fun game, definitely worth checking out, honestly, and it's very affordable. So, yeah, Dragon Fantasy, Volumes of Westeria, go check it out. Up next, Noitu Love to Evolution. This is a game, when I bought it, I knew nothing about it, honestly. I thought it looked kind of cool. I looked at the trailers and I'm like, oh, this looks like it could be quite promising. This is a game that definitely takes advantage of the Wii U or 3DS gamepad. Now, this game is not as lucrative, I think, as the other two as far as price goes, because this is one of those games where if you buy the Wii U or 3DS version, you get a 50% discount on the other version of the game, so that kind of bites, but still, it's one of those games. I really like the aesthetic of it, but I'm not a huge fan of the gamepad. Using the gamepad, use the stylus pen to actually hit the moves, but you still use your analog stick. So it's one of those games I thought was worth showcasing for aesthetic reasons, and I thought was a game that I don't hear a lot of people talk about. Next up is a game that's as hard as, Spikes. 1001 Spikes is a game on Wii U and 3DS. It's on some other platforms as well, but it is not available on the Nintendo Switch. It's a pretty tough game, honestly. It's very challenging. It's an 8-bit style, single screen kind of thing, but in spite of being very challenging, it is very fair. So if you like a game with tight controls that's difficult but fair, this game might be worth checking out. For the final game on this list, I really wrestled with what to pick for this 5th game. There's so many different games I could have picked, honestly. But I wanted to pick a game that is totally from left field and completely unexpected. I've thought about picking something like Smash Bros. 4 or Super Mario Maker or Yoshi's Woolly World. Yoshi's Woolly World is a game I just absolutely adore, but I talked about all those games in my 10 games never coming to the Switch video, so I feel like I can't mention those. I've talked about those already to death, especially Yoshi's Woolly World, which is an awesome game that I adore. And that game is Kirby's Epic Yarn. Now, technically speaking, this is obviously a Wii game and not a Wii U game, but it is a game that you can purchase on the Wii U eShop. But honestly, I would recommend getting it physically on Wii just because it's much cheaper. But it also, again, is available on 3DS as Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn, which is an enhanced port that has amiibo support and other features as well. What can I say about Kirby's Epic Yarn? This game is whimsical, it's wonderful, it's the opposite of 1001 Spikes in every way because, you know, it's very easy. It's just an easy, fun game. It's a game you can play with your family. My son, who's 4 years old now, absolutely adores this game. He loves just playing this game, and he loves exploring and finding new things, and it's just so incredibly forgiving, honestly. Yeah, so I know this is kind of a cheat, but again, the name of the video is 5 games you can get on the Wii U and 3DS, and technically you can get this on the Wii U, and the Wii U eShop more specifically, so I feel very justified in this choice. And again, it's a game I just wanted an excuse to talk about because it is just magnificent, this game. I can't say enough about it. If you liked Yoshi's Woolly World, you will probably like this game. In fact, I think it's actually a little easier than Yoshi's Woolly World, but still incredibly fun and enjoyable. The bosses aren't too hard. The bosses take a little bit of thinking to beat, and my son still hasn't really figured out how to beat too many of these bosses. I usually have to beat them for him, but he knows how to play all the other regular levels. I mean, we're getting pretty far in it, and yeah, I just want an excuse to talk about Kirby's Epic Yarn because this game is fantastic. And again, it's available to purchase on the Wii U eShop or the 3DS version, the enhanced port, which is probably the more definitive version, yeah. So anyways, those are 5 Wii U and 3DS games not on the Switch. So if you were looking for something to buy that's not on the Switch, this is a list of games that might interest you. Anyways, what's a game not available on the Switch that's available on the 3DS or Wii U that you like? Comment below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay awesome in this universe. Thanks. Bye.